What's going on, guys? For those who don't know me, I'm one of the two moderators of the giant Madden CFM group, and I also want to start this video off by just saying that this isn't really an attempt to slam TDBarrett. I've actually been a big fan of his. I think his videos are really entertaining, and I respect the grind, but being a fan and investing my money into this league that is the same popular fantasy league that he has been, you know, recently showing on his YouTube page, it hurt me to figure out that the reality of this league was it was run anything but professionally. And some of the things that I believe you guys, the fans, the viewers, deserve to really know is some of the truth about the competition, the way it's ran, how things are almost stacked against you just to promote the commissioner and other people who are there that have been, legacy or longtime people there. And obviously, to put TD in a pretty good position to succeed in this league while putting others in a position to fail. One of the first things I want to address in this league is that I'm sure, like me, a lot of you guys kind of felt like this was like the top comp in Madden. I can tell you guys I mean, I don't really feel I need to justify it, but I can show you guys that there are a ton of people here that are actually underage, which made me pretty uncomfortable because, essentially a money league is gambling. And I don't think any professional, or myself included, really should feel comfortable gambling against children. You know what I mean? And not 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. I'm talking, there's a 14-year-old that I know for sure in there. He's got two friends that I would have to imagine, since they know each other in real life, are around the same age group. There's some kid in there that posted his Twitch that, it looked like an 11 or 12-year-old kid as the thumbnail. And it really caused me to take a step back because while I'm sure some of these guys are really good and have the skills and everything or what have you, it's not really hard to look on YouTube to call plays. But I don't think that any of the fans, or at least I didn't, ever really thought that there was children playing against TDB in this league, and I wanted to lead with that and then lead to some egregious things that I had noticed during my time there. For context, I took over this team that was 0 5. I got blown out the first 2 weeks. I mean, it was difficult. I versed two really hard players. Bucks, if you're listening to this, I'm not going to shout your name out. I don't want you to be attached to this negativity or what have you. Amazing. Probably the best Madden player I've ever played against. And this dude smacked me upside my head. So even though I was kind of frustrated for losing, I'm sitting there 0 7. I was hyped because you know what I mean. Not just me. I'm so used to winning a lot that I had an opportunity to like build my strengths and get better. And I like to think I started to do that, and it kind of all culminated into this game right here, which I played and won. Uh, this Eagles user is the leader of Squidink Gaming, or one of the leaders of Squidink Gaming, which is the league that TDB plays in most of his channels, including this, fantasy league video thing that he has been showing reoccurring over the past few weeks. The first thing I want to like kind of point out with this league is there is just some absolutely sketchy things going on in this league. I'm sure there might be a rhyme or reason for some of it, but like one of the things that I want to point out too, and then I know the main admin of the Squid Ink Gaming has already said that this was very wrong, but I'm gonna point to people that this user is cool with. They're magically getting upgraded. Jordan Love, David Njoku, like sure, maybe they had a breakout game, maybe something like that. But I've been a part of such professional leagues that I can't imagine scenarios like this happening where they're not advertised to the entire chat. That they don't outright say, this person is getting this upgrade. That I can show you in the rosters here, like Jordan Love, David Njoku are getting turned into superstars. Uh, so that was kind of like my first real sign that something might be up, that it's worth looking into. It all culminated to this game, though, like I said, with this commissioner. I was hyped. This guy gave me a lot of shit when I lost my first few matches. He basically suggested that I wasn't good enough to hang, and I kind of made it a mission of mine to be able to beat this guy. Like, I didn't want to just, like, go out there and get my ass kicked again. I wanted to make a statement with him. And a lot of people don't know, a lot of people probably do know, But I'm a bit of a clown, you know what I mean? Like I love to talk. I like to be heard. Uh, Oftentimes I find myself the center of the attention and not in a good way, you know what I mean? So like when I had this opportunity to play this dude and beat him, I was all over it because I wanted to make sure that they knew I wasn't a doormat. I wasn't the previous Packers user. So after this game occurred, this user suddenly they started creating some new rules for the leagues. And one of these rules that I think stuck out to me like a sore thumb was the fact that people who had been part of this league, which you have to pay money to be part of, had the opportunity in week 1 or 2 to start streaming their games. And if you continued to stream your games throughout the season, they would give you one development trait and 20 attribute points to a player of your choosing, which already in and of itself is asinine. So, week 5, here I am. I'm like, that when I joined week 5, I'm like, I'll stream, bet. Like, that means next season I'll get my trait. Everything seemed totally okay with that idea. I'm bringing in people that I know. I'm putting my reputation out on the line to help them find actual users to join this league. I won't drop the NFL player that I was trying to bring into this league, but I'm bringing in actual names to this league, people who are famous, and it's really difficult to see that even in a league like this that's supposed to be run professionally, that they're going to create rules to give people like who's going to want to play like Guidry, the cornerback superstar with like 91 man coverage to unlock those animations and what have you. You know what I mean? Like that's just a bad look. So, and this only occurred when I beat this man right here. Um, and when I started saying like, "Hey, how is this fair to the new guys?" Like, just because I'm not TDB or something like that, like it doesn't mean it should be stacked against me. I was getting like the worst comments, like, "Well, what are you gonna do about it?" He started dropping F words that aren't followed by the letter U, which I think is pretty derogatory. He starts absolutely losing it, and of course, half the league is underage. They're all about it. You know what I mean? So it's frustrating. You know what I mean? Like that cheating like this kind of even occurs in these high tier leagues. Uh, but I think the thing that just bothers me the most, here I am bringing in major players. These guys are going out of their way after I bring in one of my guys to say, "Yo, Jared, stop bringing in major comp. You know, we're not trying to get our asses kicked here. We're just trying to have a kickback, nice tier, like you know what I mean, like a good league." And for me, it's like, well, if that's how you want to have yourself perceived, then why are you having TD tell his fans that this is like top tier fantasy league, top comp? I mean, you guys, you can't be giving people in your leagues some benefits or some boosts and not the others, especially when there's money involved, especially when this runs multiple seasons. You can't have underage children in your group gambling with you. Um, there's some other complaints. This Panthers guy, I don't need to find him for you guys, but the Panthers guy is leaving this league because he felt stiffed by the commissioners when they held this draft and immediately start skipping his picks and give TD the full 2 minute to make his picks every single time. Like, I get that he's a YouTuber and stuff, but you know, this is like $30 a season to participate in. I mean, it's not a lot of money. It's not, at least not to me, but it's not chump change. You know what I mean? And I feel like the only reason I really wanted to make this video is you can't just believe everything you see on the internet. You know, this guy, he's playing against children. He's playing in a league where things are stacked up for him to succeed. He's playing in a league where he has a commissioner editing other players that are cool with him and then punishing people like me by not allowing me to have traits or this plus 20. It might as well be plus 200, like 20 attribute points. That's absolutely nuts. From my understanding, that includes things like speed and everything like that. Like, how can you convince a group of 1.2 million people that you're in this super professional like league under like the premise of a complete lie, you know? And I'm just pissed off. I think we lost like 2 or 3 people once I kind of brought this to light, and they started saying that they weren't going to help out people who joined midway through. Just because, like, more than anything, I'm a pissed off fan. Like, I don't know. Like, I kind of just wanted to believe that I was part of something special, and I'm just really learning that I'm part of an entertainment show, almost like a circus, you know what I mean? And I'm like just an opening act. Like, I'm not something huge. I'm just kind of like the teaser just to set everything up for the star of the show, you know what I mean? Like, you can't lie to your fans like that. And for a lot of people who don't know, I'm a former YouTuber myself, nowhere near his claim. I'm not going to drop my other channels. You probably see I've probably got still 1,000 subs on this channel, and one of the things that I set out to do when I was streaming was to be honest and not lie to the people that are kind enough to view my content. So I think that's really it. That's really the points I just wanted to make. That don't believe everything you see. I mean, if someone presents themselves to be the best, there's probably a reason for it if they only see when you're winning. I mean, good on him for playing celebrities and stuff like that, but there's a reason you get your butt kicked every single time you play in a competitive scene and you win in all your videos. I mean, yeah, if you're playing against children, how are you going to lose? And shame on everybody I feel like involved in this whole mess because I feel worse for the fans that look up to him. A lot of people, myself included, when we were making YouTube, uh, we looked up to him because he was like, TD just seems like a normal guy, and if he can do it, I can do it. And I'm just kind of learning that's not the case. So I appreciate anybody who took the time to listen to this video. Like I said, I know it's kind of bashing them. The real blame goes to Squidink Gaming, man. Like, this is just some Bush League stuff, and until I see some real names and real competition and what have you, I can't bring myself to really watch TD anymore without you know knowing that he's playing kids and it's kind of stacked in his favor. So that being said, I'm gonna kind of cut myself off because I know I'm rambling here. I hope you guys have a great night. You guys can do it. I've done it before. If you want to be successful, you just have to go out and grab it. You don't have to emulate anybody. You got it in you. You just have to put in the effort, and I hope that this kind of stuff doesn't discourage you into that. It's just don't ever get to a point when you're selling out because that's just absolutely what I'm seeing here. So, all right, you guys, you have a good day and subscribe to me if you'd like. I'm going to be posting a few more videos here shortly. So, you guys have any questions or need any advice, you feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, have a good night.